classroom cannot be the point at which this stops. So the way that we teach is to engage people, break them up into groups. We work with them, move from group to group. We have a couple of people supporting them as well. Then in the classroom, we make them form into teams. And many of the approaches that we talked about, within that, even though they are not really a team in that sense within an organizational context, here as a group, they can get emotionally bonded and they can even create some kind of group vision, shared vision, which can become a team vision. And then they will continue that outside. So for every week we have a class. In the class, we have a session. And then outside the class, they will have a session. And so that in terms of an understanding and anchoring, at least of the principles and the practice, they are able to anchor that deeply. So which is what we are currently doing. The next step is we are going to invite them to form their own teams and groups at work or life, depending upon where they are. If they can do that, we will mentor them. So they are moving outside of the peer group that is there as part of our Kocharya learning exercise, but something outside, especially if they are working in an organization and if they can work with a bunch of people in their own teams, or if they are, let's say, independent professionals, can they create some kind of groups of people, maybe 5, 6 or whatever? Then they will have a real life experience of what happens when they start applying these principles in that group environment. And it might even be the beginning of a movement that starts. The point that I'm making is the knowledge alone is not enough. You really need to practice it. You have to put it through the crucible of action learning, reflect on it, and see what more needs to be done. So that is what we are hoping that the learners would do, apart from just aiming for their certifications and labels and stuff like that. Then they can really make a meaningful value addition to the society they are in.